I am Dr. Sanjive Tyagi, Associate Professor in Department of Computer Science and Engineering of Faculty of Engineering and Technology, Swami Vivekananda Suvarthi University. Today I will discuss one of the important topic in computer graphics. This is, how to draw the line on the monitor, how to draw the accurate line on the monitor. Today I will discuss Bresenham line drawing algorithm. Already I have discussed DDA line drawing algorithm, which has some drawbacks. To overcome the drawbacks of this DDA line algorithm, Bresenham line algorithm has been introduced. See, in this algorithm, no approximation, no floating points are used, only the integer values are used to calculate the intermediate coordinates for drawing the algorithm. No integer comparison takes place, addition takes place on the basis of, all the arithmetic operations are taking place using integer value, which is one of the important reasons to give accuracy in the line. This makes Bresenham algorithm more efficient, fast and easier to calculate than DDA algorithm. Now these are the steps of the Bresenham algorithm. When we have to draw any line in computer system, on monitor, then we use this. We have already given the starting coordinates, that is, and ending coordinates, which we are representing by x0, y0 is the starting coordinate, xn, yn are used to represent the ending coordinate to draw the lines. The points generation using Bresenham line algorithm involves the following steps. See, first of all, we have to calculate the delta x and delta y. This is actually the difference between the values of x coordinate and between the values of y coordinate. By calculating the difference between starting coordinate and ending coordinate, we get the delta x and delta y. See how we are calculating this delta x. In this is representing end point on the x coordinate and starting point on the x coordinate, and delta y is represented by this. Yn is ending coordinate on y axis and y0 is starting coordinate on y axis. So by these equations, we can calculate the delta x and delta y. To select the next pixel, what we have to do, we have already given the starting coordinates. Now we have to calculate the coordinates between starting and ending point. So we'll start from the starting point and then we'll calculate the next pixel coordinate, which is calculated from this initial points or starting points, which is already given. But in the case of Bresenham algorithm, a decision parameter is one of the important factors, which gives the accuracy in drawing the algorithm. This decision parameter normally used to find the errors when we are calculating the next pixel. This decision parameter is calculated by this equation. This is K means initial decision parameter, which is calculated by this equation 2 delta y minus delta x. Now in step 3, suppose current point are represented by xk, yk, and the next pixel coordinates are represented by xk plus 1, yk plus 1. Now we have to calculate the next pixel coordinates. So we have to follow the following steps to calculate the next pixel coordinates. You know, there are two cases to get the next pixel coordinates. It is actually based on this value of distance parameter. See, there are two cases, like if pk is less than 0, means distance parameter is less than 0, then we have to again calculate pk plus 1 equal to pk plus 2 delta y, decision parameter for the next coordinates. And xk plus 1 is, you know, x value on the x-axis is calculated by this equation, and yk value is calculated by this equation. But in the case of second, if pk is greater than equal to 0, then distance parameter is calculated by another equation, and method of calculating the value of x-axis is the same as in the previous case, but the value of y-axis is different than this value. You know, this is the way of calculating the next pixel coordinates using Bresenham line algorithm. You know, calculating the steps of calculating the next pixel coordinates takes place until during the calculation we reach to the endpoints which is given. Now I will discuss the method of Bresenham line algorithm by calculating the intermediate coordinates for the given starting point and ending point by taking the actual problem to draw the lines. See, in this case, this is the problem which is given. We have to calculate the point between the starting coordinate, that is 9, 18 is given, and the ending coordinates 14, 22 is already given. This is now given in the question. Now we will start the process of calculating the pixel coordinates, that is intermediate coordinates, which is given between starting coordinates and ending coordinates. See, starting coordinates are represented by this x0, y0, which is 9, 18 already given in the question, and ending coordinate xn, yn equal to 14, 22, which is given in the question. Now our problem is to find the intermediate coordinates. So first of all, we will calculate here delta x and delta y from the given inputs. See, delta x is the difference between the value of x coordinate of starting point and ending point. See, this is 40 minus 9, as you know, which is given here. This is 14 minus 9 is delta x, and 22 minus 918 is delta y. Using this method, we have calculated 5 and 4 values of delta x and delta y. Now we have to calculate this parameter, because on the basis of this parameter we have to decide out of two cases to calculate the next pixel coordinates. This is the equation for calculating the distance parameter. This is 2 delta y minus delta x. So we put the value 4, which we have already calculated here. This is delta x 5. Yes, 2 delta y 2 into 4 minus 5. So this parameter pk is 3, which we have calculated on the basis of calculated delta x and delta y. This pk is 3. See, when we find which cases will be implemented in the case of pk equal to 3. See, in this case this condition is true. If pk is less than, if pk is greater than 0, g is greater than 0, so case 2 is satisfied. As I have shown, this pk, this case 2, if pk is greater than 0, in this case when we are calculating, the pk is 0, pk is 3, which is greater than 0. So these steps will use to calculate the next pixel coordinates. See, now, so case 2 is satisfied. Now, this is the distance parameter which we are calculating. For calculating the next pixel coordinates, this is pk plus 1, pk here is a 3 which already we have calculated, and 2 delta y is 2 into 4 minus 2 into 5, this is, now we obtain here 1. And xk plus 1 and yk plus 1 are representing the next pixel coordinates on x-axis and y-axis, which we are getting here 10 and 19. By calculating, by applying this equation xk plus 1, this is 9 plus 1, 9 is given, and we have got this 10, and yk plus 1 equal to 18 plus 1, this is 19. These 9 and 18 are already given to us. Similarly, now we have calculated the one intermediate coordinate. We'll repeat the step 3 until we reach to the end point during the calculation of intermediate point. Now, in order to find the next pixel coordinate, in this case we have got pk equal to 1, that is distance parameter equal to 1. This condition is again true, that 1 is greater than 0, so case 2 is satisfied. Second case will be applied to calculate the next pixel coordinates. pk plus 1 to calculate the distance parameter, for calculating the next distance parameter, pk plus 2 delta y minus 2 delta x, and put the value of pk, this is 1, which we have already calculated here, and 2 into 4 minus 2 into 5, which we have got here, this is minus 1. Calculate the x coordinate on the x-axis, this is x2 plus 1, 10 plus 1, this is 11. And using this equation, we are calculating yk plus 1, which we are getting here 20. Now, again we have to calculate the next intermediate coordinate. In this case, pk is minus 1, which is less than 0. If pk is less than 0, so the case 1, which already I have discussed the two cases in which there are two cases based on value of distance parameter. One is when distance parameter is greater than or equal to 0, and another is, and the second case is when the distance parameter is less than 0. In this case, the case 1 is satisfied, so we will calculate this distance parameter now using this equation, and pk plus 1, see, this is pk, put the value of pk here, this is minus 1, and 2 into 4, put the value of delta y, this is 4, and pk plus 1 we have got here, this is 7. And value on x-axis is calculated by this equation. This is xk plus 1, which is 11 plus 1, 12. 11 is, value of x-axis on the previous coordinate. And yk plus 1 is yk, exactly. This is 20. No increment is taking place in the case of y coordinate, in the case when the distance parameter is greater than, less than 0, this is case 1. So, following, repeat the step 3 until we reach to the end point. See, pk, different calculated value of pk are given here and pk plus 1 are given here, and xk plus 1 and yk plus 1 are the intermediate coordinate. This is 9 and 18 are given. This is calculated. This is intermediate coordinate calculated. This is again intermediate coordinate and intermediate coordinate. This is intermediate coordinate, and this is 14 and 22 is the ending coordinate which is given. So we have calculated these intermediate coordinates between the given this starting point and ending point. Now the question arises how to draw the lines on the monitor. How algorithm draw the lines. See what happened in the case of computer system. There is a application program which may be written in C language or any other language. This algorithm is implemented using any programming language, and that programming language display the line by calculating such coordinates on the screen. See, as the first coordinate is 9, 18. See, this is representing the x-axis and this is y-axis. Now 9 on x-axis representing approximately here, and 18 is represented approximately here. So this is the first point. This is the first point of, this is the starting point of the line. And the second coordinate is 10, 19. This is 10 and 19 will come approximately here. This is the next intermediate coordinate which is on 10, 19 is drawn here. Another point is 11, 20, and see 11 on x-axis is here and 20 is here, and so this is the next pixel coordinate is drawn here. Another is 12, 20. This is approximately 12 on the this x-axis, and this is 20. This is again another next pixel coordinate for drawing the Bresenham line algorithm. And now 13, 21 and 14, 22 are also drawn in the similar way here. This is end coordinates and second last coordinate. Using these coordinates we can draw the lines. So when we have to draw this line, an application program is used to calculate the coordinates and then apply the graphical program which draw the lines on the basis of these points which we have received, which we have got on the basis of calculated coordinates. This is the method of drawing the line using Bresenham line algorithm. This one of the important method is used to draw the lines on the screen, which is better than previous algorithm, that is DD algorithm, because in this case no approximation, no round off, no floating point values are used. In this case pure integer values are used to calculate the intermediate coordinates in arithmetic operation which are normally applied during the calculation of intermediate coordinates. Thank you.